You could be stuck in the dating anxious-avoidant loop and not even be aware of it. Hi, I'm Amit, Sodha, holistic love coach, and let's take a deep dive into one of the subjects that is still probably one of the biggest pain points that I hear about from all the people who reach out to me for coaching. In case you don't know, attachment styles are to do with the way we were nurtured when we were growing up and what kind of love we got from our primary caregiver. And that will often determine what kind of attachment style you ended up getting. So someone with an anxious attachment style had to kind of, cry, chase for love, really chase for that love and affection from their primary caregiver, whereas the avoidant potentially was left to fend for themselves and grew to develop this sense of independence, and then actually when love was shown upon them, they almost kind of repelled from it. That's a very simplistic answer, but what I want to talk about is the dynamic between the anxious and the avoidant when they come together in a dating scenario. Now, there's been some more recent research that's come out about this and understanding of why these two are so attracted to each other. So generally speaking, the avoidant is attracted to the love and nurture from the one with the anxious attachment style, and it brings healing to them for what they never got as they were being nurtured when they were younger. And the anxious is attracted to the strength and independence of the avoidant. So both of these individuals are seeking the healing from the other that they need, the fulfillment of the part they never got when they were being nurtured. So as these two come together, generally speaking, the avoidant will do everything they can to get into the lives of the person with the anxious attachment style. So this often involves a little bit of breadcrumbing, perhaps, a little bit of love bombing, promises, early showering of affection, maybe even a declaration of love. It can come in many different forms, but there's often unrequited promises in that. There's a lot of things said, but never followed up upon. But inevitably, the anxious avoidant person will break down their barriers, and these two eventually will get together. Now, as these two get together and the relationship can develop, it can happen very quickly, or it can happen over a number of months, possibly even years. The pattern is very simple. At this point, the avoidant gradually, when the reality kicks in, will sort of start to pull away and distance themselves and make themselves scarce. And the avoidant is left wondering, what did I do wrong? Where did I go wrong? Why aren't they calling me? Why aren't they texting me? Why aren't they opening up to me? And all of these thoughts will be crossing their mind. All the while, the avoidant is still pulling away further and further, the more the anxious attached person chases them. And eventually this could lead to an all-out ghosting by the avoidant, or it could just be a long-term stringing along of the person with the anxious attachment style. Now, I've seen this pattern come along in various different guises, and even though there's so much information out there about the anxious avoidant loop, about attachment styles, about these things that affect us so much and so deeply when it comes to relationships, the individuals who are in it very much struggle to spot the patterns. It's very easy to get caught up in it and think there is real love there is real emotion, real attachment, real genuine sincere caring for each other, but often that isn't the case. And so this pattern will emerge. This will be the general kind of gist of what will go on, but it will, like I said, take many different forms, and it will take many different time frames as well, depending on the individuals. And then what happens is the point at which I get interjected is when the anxious will reach out to me and want to find out what happened. Where did it go wrong? What did they do wrong? What happened in this whole scenario? And so this is the point at which they'll reach out to me and try and figure this out, and I'll have to explain this anxious avoidant loop to them. So what can you do about this? Well, the first thing is, obviously, once you become aware of this pattern, then you can do something about it. Now, for the person who's the anxious attached, it's going to be your responsibility to do something about this, because you're going to be the one who's going to suffer the most as a consequence of this pattern. The avoidant won't be feeling as much. They'll be ready to let go. So for them, they won't reach out to me as much. Sometimes they do, but it's less so. But for the person who's got an anxious attachment style, the pain is real. The pain is very sore. And like I said, the first thing you can do is, if you can become aware of this pattern, if you can become aware, is this your trait? Is this what you've been doing up until now? And awareness is always the first step. So if you can become aware of it, you can start to find various strategies to self-soothe, so that when you do get into a relationship with someone, you don't necessarily get too attached too quickly. You don't necessarily go chasing after them should they start to distance themselves. You can find various ways to not be affected so much by the anxieties you're feeling in that moment. But the keys are the awareness and various methodologies of self-soothing and healthy distractions. Those are going to be a big part of your life from now on if you want to escape this loop. So when you find that the other person is pulling away and you start to become aware of this pattern, you can address it very early on and say, look, I notice you're pulling away. And I feel like this is a bit of a pattern with you from what you've told me in your past. And if you've been paying attention, you probably will find that too. So I'm going to give all the time and space that you need. But in the meantime, I'm going to continue going living my life. And that is exactly what you should do. You should, because every time I've been in this situation, when I did have more of an anxious deep predisposition, I even ended up one time writing a whole book after a breakup. It had nothing to do with relationships, it was something else. But it was that healthy distraction that really helped me in this journey. So I truly hope this helps you, starts the healing journey. And if you need more help with it, of course, reach out to me as well. But spot the pattern, learn healthy distraction techniques, healthy self-soothing techniques, and it will help you get through this difficult phase that you're going through with this anxious attachment style as you learn to heal from it gradually. And again, we'll do a more of a deeper dive into how you kind of heal your own anxious attachment style. But I truly hope this helps, and if so, please do drop a like, subscribe, and I'll definitely be creating more content around this area too. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.